For those of you who don't know, I have a mobile salon and I am actually based in Houston, Texas. So I service quite a large area with my mobile salon. It's actually a shuttle bus that was completely renovated and gutted by my husband, myself, and my community of family members that helped out from time to time. But I have to say, my hubby did about 70% of the work. So what the inspiration for the business actually came from a situation that happened basically. And so I booked a wedding for myself and some of my team members. And I had all the information down, the venue, the timing, created the timeline. You know, when you're in the industry, you just want everything to be extremely organized. So everything is ready and packed up. We're ready. We're heading out to this venue, which is what we thought it was, a venue. And so it turns out the bride had us kind of out in the middle of a cow field, a cow pasture with a big barn and stuff. And there was like no electricity in the barn. It was kind of old school. And we're looking around going, this cannot be the venue. Our GPS must have taken us to the wrong place or whatever. And sure enough, we were in the right place and there were porta potties being dropped off and there were people coming out there with tables and chairs. And I was like, guys, I think this is it. So the bride rushes over to meet me and she's kind of like in panic mode. And I'm like, hey, just kind of wondering where we're supposed to set up, where the actual venue is supposed to be. And she's like, well, this is my uncle's land. It's his property, yada, yada. So we were DIYing and saving some money, which, hey, I understand all that. But so it was just kind of strange. It's like, okay, well, we're going to make the best of this situation because one thing we're not going to do at my company is disappoint a bride or any client for that matter. So me and my team, we went into that barn. We stacked up some hay bales. We brought in our own like pop-up chairs and we made the best of it. We pinned some beautiful updos and did some wrap curls with our finger and some setting spray and all that good stuff and did some beautiful makeup with the sunlight that we had available through those barn windows. So it turned out being a really great experience in the end. And I'm glad it happened because it did kind of help create the idea for my business. So once I came home and I talked to my husband about it, he was like, well, I've been toying around with this idea for years, and I think it's something that we should do. So it was actually his idea to actually have the mobile salon. He said, I think we should get a shuttle bus, like we need to find a bus, a vehicle. And I was like, okay, I kind of see where you're going there, you know, but I really didn't have any kind of examples to kind of go off of. So at first I was a little like, maybe not. So I was the one that kind of had the trepidation in the beginning. So I basically went around to a lot of different places looking for maybe like a booth rental type of situation. And so after doing that for about a month or so, I realized that direction really just wasn't for me. Booth rental can get very, very expensive. And it's not your own space. It belongs to someone else. And I kind of just wanted something that was my own. And there was a certain amount of space that I wanted to. Sometimes renting a chair somewhere, you don't really get the space or the privacy that you want with your clients. So I went back to him with his idea of this whole renovating a shuttle bus thing and making a mobile salon. I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to go for it, you know. So basically we shopped and finding a shuttle bus that fit the criteria for what we wanted the salon to be was pretty difficult. In the end, we ended up finding a really great vehicle, a really great shuttle bus that was really nice in great condition. So, hey, we dropped the money on it and decided to move full steam ahead and kind of just swallow down those fears that I had of not having, you know, like a corporate job anymore, those types of things. So I said, well, just going to keep pushing forward and we're going to see what happens. I'm a Libra, so I knew in my spirit that like I could make it happen, but I still had that little bit of fear, but I wasn't going to let it stop me. So we purchased the vehicle, and then this is like right before COVID hit. So in the midst of all this, materials started kind of running short and, you know, trying to order different things like the flooring. The flooring was back ordered and just certain things that we needed. So it became a bit of a headache and it kind of got really stressful. But what do? You pivot, you choose other things, you choose a different option. It's like, okay, well, we're going to go with a different flooring or whatever, what have you. So we ended up doing the build out, and that took a good, I would say, a couple months. It took a couple months to get everything completed and finished because we had to get an electrician involved and all that good stuff to make sure everything was wired properly inside the vehicle. We had to get additional batteries and things like that to make sure things were running properly. We wanted to make sure that air conditioner was going to be able to blow on full blast and keep customers comfortable. And just kind of designing the inside of the salon was just a big chore in and of itself. So once we got everything completed and then we went and got it wrapped at Image Graphics, shout out to Image Graphics. I absolutely love them. Joe did a great job. My wrap is so beautiful. So the outside of my mobile salon, it's called Beauty Topix, and it's beautifully wrapped, and it kind of looks like there's melted lipsticks kind of dripping down the side. So you can really see that it is a beautiful like work of art just kind of driving down the street, which I absolutely love it. It's a 3-chair mobile salon, so we can take 3 clients at a time. We have a great seating area. We have a drink cart. I typically have snacks, protein bars, and things available for our guests in there. But what I love about it is it's just such a private setting. And especially during COVID, when I was working, I had so many clients that were, getting married in their backyard, or people were doing a lot of family portraits and things like that. So to be able to pull up to someone's home and have that private area inside the mobile salon, so I didn't have to enter anyone's property and set up or disturb their home or make anyone feel uncomfortable that there was an outsider in their home, especially during, COVID and stuff like that. It was really like an amazing tool to have that mobile salon because I had all the proper disinfectants and cleaners and gloves. I had all the gear that I needed to keep myself safe and to keep my clients safe. And the fact that it was just one client at a time in the salon, and then I would immediately disinfect and be able to take the next client. So, and people really appreciated that. They appreciated the privacy of it. And my mobile salon, from the outside, you can't see inside of it, but when you're inside, you can see outside of it. So we do have that like privacy kind of wrap, which I really like as well. So through COVID, the business, it was tough in the beginning, but then it ended up really thriving because I really had to get the word out about my business. I had to do a lot of networking and marketing because most people had not seen anything like that before. They're like, what do you mean exactly that you're a mobile hairstylist? You're a mobile makeup artist. What exactly does that mean? So I did a lot of events where I actually arrived in my mobile salon so people could physically see it. They could tour it and see what it was and take pictures and things like that, because a lot of people just like me, hadn't really seen anything like that before, didn't know what that was. Because as far as I know, in basically all of the Houston area in Texas, I'm the only person that has this type of vehicle that's providing this type of service, especially on this scale where you can take multiple people at a time. So it was a very niche thing, and a lot of people didn't get it at first. And I was lucky enough to make a great, wonderful friend named Natalie, who runs Katie Moms Network. It is a Facebook page, an Instagram page. She does charity work. She runs a business of her own. And Natalie was just incredible. She's someone that I reached out to and met and just formed such a great bond with. And she helped to promote my business, and we did a contest very early on in my business for a mom to win, Lord have mercy, I'm so tired, to win a makeover, basically a hairstyle, like a glam session, for a mom to win a glam session. So I could get the word out so people could really see what my business was and what my business model was. So the contest went amazing, and I had a wonderful winner who is still my client to this day. Because for a busy mom, a lot of us busy moms don't have the time to dote on ourselves. We just don't. Maybe you want to get your hair and makeup done for a date night. Do you know what I mean? But the kids are in the house, and it's like, wait, I need to call a babysitter just to go get my hair and makeup done, but I really need to use my babysitter for tonight when I want to actually go to my event. So it just can really get quite frustrating sometimes. So I wanted to be able to provide a service for anyone who needed it, of course, but especially for those moms who want to be able to feel pampered and who want to treat themselves to something special, but they may not be able to have the time to get out into traffic and book an appointment and sit and wait at a salon for Lord knows how long until they get to you. Because I think as consumers, a lot of us have had that experience where you book an appointment at 1 o'clock to go to the beauty salon, but they're like, oh, we're running behind. And your 1 o'clock appointment ends up starting at 2 o'clock, or it ends up starting at 2:15. And you've already fought your way through traffic to get there in the first place. So I wanted to alleviate all of that and just bring the salon right to you, right to your driveway. And a lot of my clients, God bless them, they hop out in their pajamas or their bathrobe. They hop in, get their hair and makeup done, go jump back into the house, put their suit on or gown on or dress on, whatever the case may be, and head out to their event. And it's so convenient. And that way they're not stressed. They're not frazzled. They're not trying to fight their way through traffic to get back home from the salon. I think a lot of us have dealt with that too. So the concept that my husband came up with was just so brilliant, because for one, no one else was doing it. And then for two, the convenience that it offers just can't be beat. I work with a lot of photographers in the Houston area. I'm able to go to a lot of different locations and sets. Like I have a lot of clients who've done different shoots, like brides that may want to do like a really pretty bridal shoot, like out in a field, or maybe just out along the beach, and just do, or even family portraits, all in different locations. I've done a model call photo shoot that was actually at the Houston Zoo. And, they're at the zoo and different places where you go, they only have a public restroom. And really, what model wants to be getting changed in a public restroom? What makeup artist wants to set up in a public restroom? So the fact that I can pull up my mobile salon to any location, models can come in, or anyone can come in and be able to have a private place to change clothes, get their hair done, get their makeup done, and hop out already. I mean, it is an amazing concept. It is something that is so convenient for photographers or just anybody who is looking for that type of service. So I've done really, really well. I've networked and marketed, and it's an ongoing process. It's something that I'm super passionate about my business, because I truly do believe in it and I give my all to it. And it's really paying off. And I'm really proud of what I've done thus far. There's always room to grow, but I'm really proud of, how far the business has come in these 5-6 years that I've been running it. And we're going to continue to grow. And I'm actually going to be starting an apprenticeship program as well, for just like teens and young women in their 20s, just to show them that, hey, if you are passionate about something and you want to follow this, if you're really interested in furthering, your knowledge of makeup and hairstyling, and you really want to put your skills to use and make a living for yourself, I can help show you a different way to go about it. You don't necessarily always have to do booth rental. You don't necessarily always have to have a brick and mortar location. There is another option out there. And I'm not the type of person that is going to like gatekeep everything and just be like, no, it's just me. I feel like there's room for everyone. I am here with a really, really good friend of mine today. Her name is April, and I've been obsessed with her for quite some time. We worked together previously years ago when she worked for a very specific brand that I really, really liked. And she would come to my store and she would do trainings for us and teach us. And she was just so knowledgeable about her product line. And I was just super impressed by her. And we just instantly became friends. And she has such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the back end of retail. I think a lot of people don't understand the kind of like the psychology behind retail and what works and what doesn't work, especially when it comes to selling and helping customers and customer service and things like that. And she's just such a wealth of knowledge that I wanted to have her on here to kind of explain a little bit about her background. And we're just going to have a nice little chit chat about what it's like working in retail industry, specifically in the beauty spaces, beauty, fragrances, and things like that. Hi, April.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. Now, my girl is a little bit nervous. Okay.
I'm nervous, y'all.
There's no studio audience. It's just you and me on my couch. So I want you to feel at ease. So it's okay. We're going to ease into this, y'all. But April, why don't you tell us how many years of retail experience you actually have?
Actually, this is my 15-year anniversary working in beauty retail.
Okay.
And I still love it. Still very happy with it.
I'm glad. I know. I mean, you're so good at it. It actually is. I know it's something that you're passionate about, but man, you really like absorb information so quickly and so thoroughly, and you're good at relaying it back to people. You give information in a way that doesn't make, okay, how do I say this? Like, if someone is asking you a question, even if the question may not seem like it's that intelligent, like you put everything in lay terms, even though it's like, it's very serious skincare knowledge. It's very intense ingredients and what certain things do or don't do. You still can explain it in a way where someone who is new to like skincare or new to getting a routine can understand it. Do you know what I mean? You don't make people feel stupid. You know how sometimes you go in a retail space or you go into a boutique and you ask a question and like the person who helps you almost kind of makes you feel like that was the dumbest question in the world to ask.
Oh,
But
of course.
yeah, but it's not a dumb question to you because it's like you don't know. You're trying to learn and grasp that knowledge. And I think people need to give people grace when, you're trying to learn something new. No matter how old you are, give people grace when you're trying to learn something new.
Yes.
So it's so important to love what you do. And I love that you just like went out on a limb and was like, okay, I'm applying at Sephora. Girl, and seasonal. This girl left full time to go seasonal. Hello. But that's how much that's how much faith you had in yourself that you would be kept on to take that kind of leap. That's really cool. What did you kind of learn specifically about fragrances through that experience? Did you get a lot of training?
I did. I've always loved perfume. Ever since I was a little girl, I've loved perfume. I loved going in my grandma's room because it always smelled so amazing. Her whole house just smelled good to me. I learned, a little bit more about the individual notes, the backstory on the brands, things like that. My first day was on Black Friday, so it was pretty, intense customer service, just helping, things like that. And then when I was kept on after the holiday, I moved to the cash wrap where there were more hours and they told me I could work full time. And so I got trained in all the different worlds, as we called them back then at Sephora. And that was really exciting. I went there thinking, I know how to do makeup and take care of my skin. I mean, it turns out, like I think most of us think that we know everything. Then we go to work at a beauty retailer and we realize maybe we didn't really know as much as we thought we did. So it was a great learning experience. It was amazing to do something that I really loved and get paid for it rather than just sitting at a desk, which some people love, but it wasn't for me.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, what are the worlds of Sephora?
Well, I think not just at Sephora, but in general, there's like, color, which is makeup, fragrance, skincare, hair care, kind of like how they're broken out for the most part between most retailers.
And you're basically cross-trained on everything, right?
Yeah, back then I think you got a little bit of training on everything. If you were available that day, whenever they were doing a training, you get trained just team selling with people and listening to things that they say. If you have downtime, reading boxes. I mean, when I first started, I just felt like it was a whole new world that I didn't know anything about. And it was so exciting and just every day was something different.
I love that. Have you noticed, do you feel like the customers were a bit different then versus now? Like, I feel like the Sephora customer has gotten younger and younger. Have you kind of like noticed that in the beauty industry in general, that like younger girls are much more into it than we were growing up, I feel like?
Yeah, definitely a shift towards younger ladies taking a more active interest and maybe using things that are a little bit too advanced for them. Definitely. And, I think that people's shopping habits have changed a bit too. I think there's a little bit less of that client that buys every palette that launches, every new vitamin C that comes out. I think we hear now more than ever that people want to finish up what they're using now before they try something new, which is great. You should do that and get your money's worth definitely for what you buy.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. When it comes to my skincare, I'm trying to like focus on certain products. It's like, I want to use this up before I open this. I don't want to have 6 moisturizers opened at once. You know what I mean? So I'm with you on that.
It's hard. And I will say, one of the perks of working in the beauty industry is gratis and getting all the things to try. So it's very hard when you have something new looking shiny sitting there to not open it. But it is good to finish up things, of course, before you start something new.
Yes. So did you ever notice, like, throughout your Sephora journey, did it ever seem like influencers and like Instagram and stuff played a big role in what people came in and purchased?
Well, I worked at Sephora at the height of the highlight and contour craze. So
absolutely.
Absolutely. Influencers, do influence people to buy certain things, but I mean, it's kind of like the new age of commercials, right? You've always had people trying to make you buy things. I know whenever I was a teenager, I'm kind of old, I guess, dating myself a little bit, maybe older than some of the listeners, but print ads, like we looked at magazines.
Sure did.
Tons of magazines. I mean, I could sit there and look at magazines all day long.
Fall Vogue? What?
Vogue. I mean, Teen Vogue. Yes. Anything.
Red Book.
Yes. Give me articles.
Glamour.
Show me pictures. Yeah. There's always been ads, that made you think you need this. If you want to look like this girl, you need to use this brand. I mean, that's always been around and it's never changed. Of course, the nature of it has changed, definitely, with influencers and things like that. But, I think it's depending on the demographic and the age, whether or not people really look at that. I think younger people are definitely a lot more swayed by that.
Hey, whether you're shopping at home or in person, just have a good time. Yes. Get some things that you love that'll make you happy and that work for you. And use your products till they're all gone if they're working for you.
Use it all up. Use it all up. There is actually a Reddit sub called Pan Porn where people post pictures of products that have hit pan. And some of you ladies out there are working hard to hit those pans. I mean, they're like 5 years of daily use. And it's good. It feels good to purge things maybe that you're not going to use. But to really use something up takes dedication, and it should be applauded.
That's right. Well, we're going to give a little round of applause for those Project Pan people. I guess I'm always a Project Pan person as a makeup artist. I'm constantly hitting pan on products and having to rebuy things. That's just my everyday life. So sometimes when I see people like, I have so much stuff and I'm struggling to use it, it kind of tickles me sometimes. I'm like, girl, well, stop buying. Put yourself on a little low buy or a little no buy for a little while and use up a few more things, or give yourself a goal and be like, hey, until I use up these 6 things, I can't get anything else. Set yourself a little goal for the year, you know?
Touch some of those colors and those palettes that are sitting there full already,